It's being called the worst migrant crisis since World War II. Hundreds of thousands of people on the move. The end goal? To get to Western European countries like Germany. But many migrants and refugees first head to countries like Greece and Italy. That's where we find Tom Hansen, on the Mediterranean island of Sicily.
They're fleeing, often in the middle of the night, escaping the horrors of war, by boat, by train, even on foot, willing to die to find a better life.
Well, it was so hard because you're leaving home, you're leaving your family, all your memories behind.
16-year-old Jawan Kamal is one of the more than 380,000 people this year who have crossed the Mediterranean Sea, fleeing war and terror in the Middle East and Africa, and hoping to make a new home in Europe.
Too many bombs, it's not safe there.
Like Jawan, half of the migrants are refugees from Syria, a country torn apart from nearly 5 years of civil war and the brutality of the terror group ISIS. He says he doesn't remember the last time he felt safe.
It's a long time. It's been a long time.
Most cross the Mediterranean Sea on inflatable rafts. Jawan was one of the lucky ones who made it to Greece.
So happy, I'm safe right now.
But nearly 3,000 have died trying to cross the Mediterranean. Oftentimes, the boats are packed with hundreds of people, with not enough gas to even make it halfway, and very little food or water. The boats are run by gangs who charge for the trip, but with no guarantees they'll make it, most hope, even wait to get rescued by other ships. When this boat carrying people from West Africa arrived in the Italian port of Reggio Calabria, you could see the exhaustion on the faces of the migrants.
How long were you at sea? 4 days? Jeez.
They told me they were tired and hungry after spending days at sea. But most of all, they were just grateful to be alive.
We thank for British people who, rescue us, We really thank them.
What was it like when they rescued you? What were you thinking?
Yeah, we are feeling joy and happiness, because, it's better we just see, our life is came back, because people are crying even in the boat, Then maybe in 1 hour time, everybody will die,
Once they take their first step onto European soil, the next step is deciding what Europe does with them. It's created a humanitarian crisis in Europe not seen in the world in 70 years.
Now, this ship is flying a British flag, and that just goes to show that it's not just Italy being affected, it's all of Europe.
The flood of migrants and refugees has overwhelmed the system, so volunteers are helping to process them. They're tested to make sure they're healthy and not bringing in new diseases. Names, ages, and birthplaces are recorded, and they get new shoes to wear.
Right now, these people are being ushered onto a bus, and they'll be taken to a facility to recover for 2 to 3 days. For some of them, the journey will end here in Italy, but many will continue on to other countries in Europe.
Traveling hundreds of miles, carrying everything they own.
We don't sleep. We don't sleep. Look into my eyes. It's red. We don't eat. Just walking. Just walking.
Mohammed Bazov and his friends walked 12 hours straight from Serbia to finally cross the border with Hungary. But this is Hungary's solution to the flood of refugees pouring in. A 13-foot fence topped with razor wire running about 115 miles along its border with Serbia. Many European countries are concerned that allowing in so many migrants and refugees will cause a huge economic strain. The countries would be forced to provide social services like healthcare and education to help support thousands of people, and it's a burden they say they just cannot afford. Mohammed and his friends ran from the authorities. Hoping to make it another way, he ended up at a train station in Hungary.
All the human here, all the people sleep in the street.
He's trying to make his way to Germany, a country that is opening its doors. Many people were even welcomed as they first set foot in the country earlier this month. Germany has agreed to take in 800,000 and estimates it will cost $6.5 billion to support them the next year alone. After they arrive in Germany, they're given a bed for a night or two before they travel to other parts of the country to settle. After a long train ride, that's where Jawan finally found home.
New life, new memories, new friends, start all over again.
It's a dream most have, a chance at a normal life.
A normal life, well, you have a home, you go to school, come back, see your mom, come back with your mom cooking, yelling at you.
And with worsening conditions in the Middle East and Africa, aid workers expect thousands more to make the journey. All right, after the break, it's back to the newsroom.